Hiya, it's Jason from Jason's Jungle, and today I'm planting out my outdoor tomatoes. So what have I done so far? Well, first of all, I've added the amendments to the bed. This was wood ash. Now, wood ash is quite high in things like potassium and calcium, and it's also got a whole range of different trace elements in it. I've added to that, I've added garlic powder because of white onion rot, so we attempt to control that. I've added superphosphate, I've added blood, fish and bone, and I've added some long-term fertiliser, slow release. So that should keep this going, as well as I'll be doing top-ups with comfy feed and stuff like that. Now, bush tomatoes don't need to be staked in the same way as cordon tomatoes do. But what they do need is a bit of control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be controlling them using the Florida weave. Now that's not a type of wig, it's a way of supporting the tomatoes with minimum amount of work and effort. So I've put up a few stakes to help support that, and what would happen is, as they grow, you weave a cord around the stakes and in and out of your tomatoes, and then you weave it back going on the other side of the tomatoes, and that helps support them as they grow. So every time they grow a bit more, they get another one and another one and another line, till there's several lines supporting them. So I've never done that before, so I'm going to be doing that this year. After that, I've added in a soaker hose, because having to hand water all the tomatoes without getting the leaves wet, if I can avoid it. You know, there's 30 tomatoes here in 3 rows on a 4-foot bed, so I'm going to be using the soaker hose to do all the watering for us. And now I've got to go around and do the tomatoes. So what I'll do is I'll lay them out where I'm going to put them, and then I'll go through and explain which type's which. Okay, so let me introduce you to what I'll be planting. At the end, I've got Roma. I've got 6 Roma tomato plants. These are your classic paste plum tomatoes. You know, so they're the types, you know, similar to what you get in canned tomatoes, you know, your fried tomatoes, things like that. So these are a classic cooking tomato. So I've got 6 plants of them. Now, for the rest of them, I've got 4 each of all the types. So in this bay, closest to her, we have later very early. Now that's L-A-T-A-H, not L-A-T-A-R, which is the name from the county in America. Now this is an early crop, and you know, it's supposed to be in some places available 5 weeks after transplant, but let's say 50 days or 60 days is the usual thing they say. Behind that we have Princep Borghese. This is another plum tomato, but it's smaller and more like a cherry size, and this is used a lot for drying and making sun-dried tomatoes. It's also used for cooking. Yep, and when we go right to the back, we have a tomato first in the field. Now this is another early variety. I've tried to put earlies on the outside so that I can harvest them easier, and leave the ones that take a bit longer on the inside of the bed. Yeah. If we move on to the next bay, it's exactly the same layout. And then we'll come to the last 2. We've got 3 more varieties. We have Imun Semi-Bush. Now this is an early sauce type, so that should be good for cooking olives. Now, I'm not too sure if this is right, because it says potato leaf. I don't know if that's a potato leaf variety. It doesn't look potato leaf to me. So whether I've got the wrong seeds, and this could be anything, or what, I haven't got a clue. Anyway, Behind that is Alberta Girl. This is the later one to crop. It's supposed to do large, slightly pointed red fruits, and they're supposed to be marbled with splashes of gold going through them. And then at the back we have green sausage tomato. I think its name speaks for itself. It's sausage shaped and it's green with specks splashed with gold. So I've got 4 of each of them. And like I said, I've tried to get the ones to ripen early on the outside so that they can be ripened, harvested, cut back and give access to the rest of them. So there we have 30 bush tomatoes planted out, all getting irrigated by this leaky hose. And the plan is leave the leaky hose on for an hour at a time, and that should give enough irrigation when I'm down to last for the days that I'm not down, and to get down into the soil reasonably deep. Are you growing any bush tomatoes outdoors or even indoors? If you do, let us know what you're growing, and if you've grown them before, if this is the first time you've grown bush tomatoes. And well, click like, subscribe, leave comments, and I will see you on my next video. Ta-ra.